Hey Mustangs, welcome back to Real Talk, where we cover the hottest political topics of the week. I'm your host, Martha Mills. Let's get real. After several big businesses threatened to boycott Georgia due to the new voting laws, Senator Mitch McConnell makes threats of his own. The Senate Republican leader accused corporations of, quote, economic blackmail, end quote, and warned against continued partisan rhetoric. McConnell's warning places him opposite progressive groups pressuring the same companies to not sit silently by on issues like voting rights and gun control.
My warning, if you will, to corporate America is to stay out of politics. Republicans buy stock and fly on planes and drink Coca-Cola too. So what I'm saying here is I think this is quite stupid to jump in the middle of a highly controversial issue, particularly when they got their facts wrong.
Some of the corporations who have come out against the Georgia voting laws are Coca-Cola, Delta Airlines, and Major League Baseball. Arkansas becomes the first state to outlaw gender transition treatments for anyone younger than 18 after a shocking overrule. The state House and Senate voted to overrule Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson's veto of the bill on Tuesday. Though the Republican governor has recently signed bills banning transgenders from women's sports, he felt this bill was, quote, vast government overreach, end quote. Banned treatments include surgery and hormone therapy on minors. This bill is expected to face legal challenges in the near future. The Biden administration continues to seek shelter for migrant children crossing the border. Currently, the administration tries to build up bed capacity and shorten the time it takes to release the children to a guardian or sponsor in the U.S. The Department of Health and Human Services has announced or opened 11 new sites for accommodating the children and has increased bed capacity to over 13,000, but it is not enough. As large numbers of children continue to cross the border, it could take weeks or even months before the administration is able to keep up. Biden announces every adult will be eligible for a vaccine by April 19th, earlier than his original May 1st deadline. On Tuesday, the president claimed that the United States is the first country to administer 150 million shots of the vaccine, but that Americans must remain vigilant in their efforts to combat the virus. According to Our World in Data, the U.S. has administered over 165 million doses. Senate Democrats continue to seek to end the filibuster in order to pass Biden's infrastructure plan. The Senate filibuster law requires 60 Senate votes to end debate on legislation. While Democrats hold the Senate majority, it is only by the slightest margin, 50 senators, and VP Kamala Harris as the tie-breaking vote. If the Senate Democrats were to eliminate the filibuster, they could pass legislation like the infrastructure bill with a simple majority. However, the move to eliminate the filibuster not only faces opposition from Republicans, but from members of the Democratic Party as well, such as Senators Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema. I guess we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Let's take a break from politics now and get the latest news from the Hilltop.
Hey Mustangs, I'm Hannah Jones, bringing you current issues in the news this Wednesday. A former Dallas police officer is free after a grand jury could not find enough evidence to hold him in connection with 2 murders. According to KRLD News Radio, Brian Reiser, a 13-year veteran of the force, has been cleared on capital murder charges. He was facing those charges after a man told investigators that he kidnapped and killed 2 people at the officer's request back in 2017. Again, Brian Reiser is free after the capital murder charges are dropped. A Texas mother admitted to killing her 2 daughters in a 911 call made from the Irving Police Department. 30-year-old Madison McDonald was arrested and later charged with 2 counts of capital murder of 2 people under the age of 10. The deceased 1-year-old and 6-year-old children were found in McDonald's home. She is currently being held without bail. 2 sailors are recovering after another sailor opened fire inside a military storage building near Fort Detrick, Maryland. The 38-year-old shooter was then shot and killed by authorities. Police are looking through the gunman's apartment in hopes of finding a motive. One of the victims has been released from the hospital, while the other remains in critical condition. About 300 residents of Manatee County, Florida, are out of their homes after a toxic waste spill. The governor ordered the evacuation after an uncontrolled release of wastewater leaked into a nearby reservoir. The toxic waste has contaminated nearly 300 million gallons of protected water and has breached other nearby waterways. Officials are now trying to dilute the toxic waste by pumping thousands of gallons of water into the reservoir. Officials and residents fear that the leak will have a devastating effect on the wildlife in the greater Tampa Bay area. Those are the current issues in the news this Wednesday. I'm Hannah Jones.
Thanks, Hannah. Looking ahead, President Biden is expected to announce new executive actions on gun legislation Thursday. It is, as of now, unclear what this announcement will contain, although the president has been considering background checks on ghost guns and other measures to strengthen existing legislation. Well, that's all we have for you, Mustangs. Remember, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/SMU-television and follow us on Twitter at SMU-TV. If you have any story ideas, shoot us an email, smutv@smu.edu. Thanks for watching Real Talk this Wednesday. Tune in next week for more political chit-chat and news from the Hilltop. Until then, have a great day, keep it real, and pony up.
SMU-TV and the Division of Journalism want to thank our underwriters, North Park Center in Dallas, Javier's Gourmet Mexicano on Cole Avenue, and Advance ER off West Lovers Lane. We appreciate your support of student media.